Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Please say hi as you jump on. Please comment on the video, like the video, share the video, all those things. These are great tips, by the way. These little tips that I put up every Tuesday, great tips for all kinds of things. So in our crafting. So I really hope that you share this with your friends. Okay. So today we are talking about the, I can see that this is still crooked and it's going to bother me. So I'm just going to fix it real quick. Hopefully that works. Okay. So, so today we're going to talk about our trimmer. And I just want to, even if you don't have a Stampin' Up trimmer, you may have another trimmer that you can use some of these tips for. So I'm just going to point out a couple things today that you guys might be able to take advantage of. All right. So first off, this, of course, is a Stampin' Up trimmer. If you, like I said, if you have a different one, again, some of these things are things that you can still take advantage of. So one of the things I want to remind you guys of is that you need to keep your trimmer clean. This is something that we sometimes forget. Sometimes we get, you know, tape or things like that, adhesives and stuff like that on our trimmer in different areas. So just grab a paper towel and some alcohol and wipe down the areas that might have gotten, you know, sticky stuff on them and make sure that it's nice and clean. That's going to help it operate better. When I talk about cleaning, I also want you to consider what you have that you could use to clean out the trough in your trimmer if you have a trimmer that has a little trough like this. So I just use one of these, you know, this takes your SIM card out of your phone. They come with most phones. And so all you do is run something like that that's nice and thin. If you don't have one of these, a little pin or something like that will probably work fine. Just get all the little paper dust out of there because it tends to kind of accumulate in there, okay? I needed to clean this one. I'm really glad that I did that. Okay. Now that said, I'm going to use, that's the one I use all the time. I've got another trimmer here. So this one I haven't set up yet. So I want to talk about this. So our trimmers have both the like millimeters and centimeters and inches. So you have both imperial and metric. If you don't use metric or you don't use imperial, cover that up if you want to. You don't have to. I'm just saying this is something you can do to cover it up. So I do have, you can see here, I used a like silver stars that was a Stampin' Up washi tape. Any washi tape will do, honestly. This one is not Stampin' Up. This one is just a washi tape I have. You're going to want to use a thinner one, probably 1/2 inch or less will be good. This one's a little bit wide, but I'm going to use it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. All you have to do is kind of pull a little bit on the post. Don't break it, but just pull a bit and pull that off. I'm going to set that up there. And that's going to make this process easier. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my washi tape and I'm going to put it right up against the edge here. Just like that. Obviously, it's too much. That's okay. Don't worry. We're going to handle that too. So I'm just going to cut right there. And cut right here. Ta-da. We're done with that. Okay. You can also cover up this one if you want to, and this one. If you don't care about that, like all I really care about is the top one because that's where I do most of my measuring. I, you know, put things up here, and I just don't want it to distract me from my inches because I don't use metric. And if you use vice versa, if you use the if you don't use imperial, you can cover that up. So you do have it in 3 spots. You can cover them all. Like I said, I usually just do this one. Also, you can do it on your fold out piece too, if you want to. So remember that, like I can, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Come on. What did I do? Y'all give me a second here. Bear with me. Oh my gosh, it's like stuck. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Sorry about that. I love these little ladybugs, the gold foil, by the way. They're so cute. Okay, so I want to start with a flat edge here. So again, I can just put this on this piece like so, and then cut that off right there. So now it's all covered all the way, and it will be on my trimmer like that. Okay? All right, so you've got that. The next step is we're going to play with this guy. So when you, let me grab my other trimmer so you can see this real quick. So when you use your trimmer and you are trying to look at things on this side because you want to, say, cut something from here to here, etc., you need to be able to see this. And unfortunately, you can see this one, but unfortunately, it is a little bit hard to see on the clear. Like it's some of you may be able to see it well. I know you like the little ladybug washi tape. Thanks. Some of you may be able to see it well, others of you may not. So I've got a tip that helps with that. So all we're going to do is take this board, this, what am I going to call this? The ruler part. It's already off, so I can do this now. And I'm going to take my tear and tape, okay? And I do want a flat edge to start with, so I'm just going to cut that to make sure I have a flat edge that I'm starting with. And I am going to add this right under the ruler, okay? And if you want to take these off temporarily while you work on this, you can do that too. Just so they're not rolling around and in the way. Okay, so I'm going to the underside of this, this piece, and I'm going to, hold on, let me grab this just to put that on so it doesn't rock. Okay, so I'm going to the underside of, by the way, the underside of this is not fully clean, so I'm about to fix that. I'm going to just, I've got some fuzzies and stuff in here. We don't want that. Make sure it's really clean. Where are the fuzzies? Oh, they're up on the top side. Isn't that funny? You can also use a Q-tip in these little tracks and stuff if you want to get really, really clean. That's probably a really good idea. Just get a Q-tip in there and some alcohol. Okay, anyway, sorry, I thought that was on the bottom side. It's not, so I can deal with it later. So I'm going to take my tear and tape, and I'm just going to add it on the bottom side of this strip. I'm just going slowly, making sure it's all straight. Right up against that. And then I'm going to cut this flat. Just like that. So I'm going to make sure it's on there really nice and... Now, the thing is, you're not going to pull the release paper off. You're going to leave the release paper there because that's what provides the white part of this. All right, so you can see when I flip this over, now you can see the ruler really well, right? Because there's something white underneath it. And so then I can just reattach this, ta-da, like so, put my blades back on. By the way, if you're ever confused about your blades, there's a little notch right here, and you just put the little, what am I trying to say? See, I have little fuzzies in here. I need to clean these off too. You put this little notch that's in the middle in that little space, and then the other one will slide down in there too, and then you're good to go. Definitely have fuzzies. I don't use this one very often, so it's got dust. All right, and so then you have your two blades. This one is, as you guys know, it has a little dot on the top, so you can feel with your finger that you have the one that is going to leave a score line. This one doesn't have a dot on it. It has an arrow, which you can't really feel with your finger, but because you can't feel the dot, you know it's this one. This one is the cutting blade. It has a little arrow for a cutting blade. So for those of you too, little tips here that you don't know, maybe you don't know about your trimmer. These little side pieces allow you to cut. So if I'm going to put my piece in here and I'm going to cut, you know, some cardstock, I've got my cutting blade, I cut my cardstock, now I've got a card base, right? Okay, but maybe you want to cut something and you want to have, I'm going to grab a little scrap here. You want to have a slit in it, but you don't want to cut it all the way through. So you want to come up here to, like, say 2.5. So I can use this little guideline. Can you guys see this? See this little guideline on the side of my blade? And it's on both. You have it on both of these blades. So this little guideline on the side, it tells me where my blade is in proportion to this ruler. So if I start at the 2.5 mark and then cut up to the 1.5 mark or whatever, then I know how big my slit is. Okay, so this is one of the things I love this ruler for, is that you're able to figure out different things with these blades from the side. And then of course you have this extended ruler that allows you to do stuff all the way out to 17 inches, which most of us aren't going to be using. I mean, the vast majority of us use nothing bigger than 12 by 12, but if you do have something that big, you can. Also, one of the things you're going to see is I put that tape straight across there. Doesn't matter because this cutting blade's going to go right through it. So it's already cut and it's out of my way. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, anyway, so you have this ruler that lets you do all of that. But when you're cutting something that you want to be 6 inches and you have it closed, you have a wall here which lets you cut directly at 6 inches, which is really nice. You can also cut things on this side because this goes out to 1.5 inches. So I can cut something, I can cut a quarter or half. I'm going to cut a half of a piece, half of an inch off that piece by using this side instead of this side. That leaves more of your piece of paper on this end if you want to. Now, you only have 1.5 inches this direction, so bigger pieces you're not going to be able to do that with. But that's okay because if it's more than 1.5 inches, you have more paper on this side, so it's easier to cut. It's just really hard to cut like 1/2 inch on this side. You can do it. I've done it many times before by holding on right here, but it is a little bit more accurate if you use that side. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, also this has a little hole here so you can hang it on a hook if you want to. Trying to remember if there's anything else that I want to say. Anybody else have any tips that I missed? Where did my little cleaner thingy go? Where did I set it? I just put it down somewhere and I have no idea where I set it. How often do you guys do that? Because I usually put stuff back. That's weird. Did I put it in the wrong place, maybe? I'm flabbergasted. Okay, well, I have a different one. I guess I can grab this. Okay, so again, this is one of those things that takes the... I've got some more fuzz in there that I didn't get. That takes the, what do you call it? The... what do you call it? The SIM card. Words. It helps when I have good words. I know, I love the ladybugs too. They're cute, right? Any questions? Anybody have any tips for their trimmer that I missed? I'm trying to think if there's any other tips that I'm not thinking of. I've had it for so long, I don't even think about it anymore. Paper link? What do you mean paper link? I'm trying to think. We talked about this. I don't know what you mean by that, Darlene. Okay. So hopefully you guys learned something. If you knew everything already, then you're just smart. I'm just saying. Maybe you didn't learn anything today, but somebody out there needs this. So I just wanted to make sure. I've had people ask me before about why why this was set up the way it was, and so I just like to throw that out there. Paper lint. Yes, lots of paper lint. I get paper lint in that. These troughs collect paper lint, so you have to get rid of it. It's impossible, I swear. I need to clean these off too because they've got paper lint on them as well. Be careful when you do the one with the blade, okay? You can really hurt yourself if you're not careful with the blade. And I say that because, well, ask me why. Ask me how I know. I've done it, you guys. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Tip Tuesday today and got some good information on setting up your trimmer and tips for things that you can do with your trimmer. If you guys ever have any questions, please, please, please don't hesitate to text me and ask. I'm more than happy to help you out. And I hope you guys have a really great day. I'll see you this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time here on Facebook Live. Or, of course, you can catch my replays anytime. Thanks so much. God bless.